It was senior night at Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium on Tuesday night as the Railer boys basketball team hosted the Hawks from Prairie Central. The start time of the game was pushed back to 7:30, but the Hawks probably wouldn't have minded if it never started at all. Spoiler alert, this game was all Lincoln all night. With a starting lineup of all seniors, the Railers win the opening tip, and as they often do against opponents unfamiliar with their offense, they work the ball into the corner and underneath to Frank Sanders, who hits the layup. Prairie Central breaks the Railer press and gets the ball to Lane Whitfill. He hits the spinning jumper. That ties the score at 2-2, and that marks the only time the Hawks would be tied with the Railers all night, as Lincoln led the rest of the game. Lincoln hasn't shot as well recently on three-pointers, but they look to change that. Here, Blake Horn hits a tray to put Lincoln up 5-2. A couple minutes later, it's Drew Hayes hitting the three ball from beyond the arc, but it wasn't all offense for the Railers. They played defense also. Here's Lincoln's twin towers underneath, Sanders and Hayes blocking the Prairie Central shot. The Hawks couldn't get anything going offensively, and Lincoln led 19-4 after one period. Second quarter action now. How about some more Railer defense? Here, Carson Comnick tips the pass, and Brody Tungate makes the steal. He gets it back to Comnick, who finds Brady Miller underneath for the bucket. A short time later, the Railers work the ball around, Comnick with the drive into the lane and hits the floater to increase the Railer lead. This time it's Gabe Smith on the baseline drive. He had 10 points on the night for the Railers, one of two Lincoln players to reach double figures. On the other end, it's Carson Comnick with the soccer-style block of the Prairie Central pass. The ball whizzed up the sideline along the Railer bench where an alert Coach Alexander stayed out of harm's way. If you're familiar with the term stuffing the stat sheet, Gabe Smith puts on a clinic about it in this sequence. First, he hits the layup while being fouled. Then he steps to the free throw line to hit the and one. Then he picks up the steal and hits the layup after Tungate deflects the pass. Then he follows that up with another steal. Lincoln pitched a shutout in the second period, holding Prairie Central scoreless as the Railers added 13 points to their total. Lincoln led 32-4 at the half. We mentioned earlier that Lincoln hadn't been shooting as well lately from three-point land. It appeared they tried to work on that in the second half. Here, Brody Tungate hits the three-pointer for the Railers. Next, the Railers work it around to Carson Comnick, who drains the shot from the corner. Coach Alexander mentioned in an earlier post-game interview that his team had been working on shooting from farther beyond the three-point line, and it appears Drew Hayes has been putting in overtime. With his feet straddling the volleyball line, Hayes hits the long three-pointer for the Railers to increase their lead. Lincoln was up by 40 heading into the final period, which meant the last quarter was played with a running clock. The Railers only scored 2 points in the quarter, but they hoped for more as they tried to get a three-pointer for Frank Sanders. His first attempt bounces off the rim. He got another chance later, but came up short. But that was about the only thing that didn't go Lincoln's way in the game as the Railers beat Prairie Central 56-20.
Usually I don't fiddle with the starting lineup on senior night, but this has been a really different year where we've had 7 kids that have started throughout the year. And I thought it was only fitting that we started the seniors. We were just a little bit bigger than what they were, and I thought we moved pretty well and we were pretty active.
The win moves Lincoln's record to 21-9 as the Railers head to Champaign Central on Friday night for their regular season finale. Then they'll have a few days off to prepare for postseason play. Lincoln begins play in the postseason on February 26th in a 7 p.m. regional game against Southeast at Southeast.